It's time to make it, just give it a try. 'Cause you can make it like the old fat guy.
Again, today's video has no cooking or recipes in it. Rather, it is a review of my second day at the Excellence Punta Cana Resort. I started the day in the Magna restaurant, which is set up for the Excellence Club members and has inside and outside seating available depending on your preference. I was served by a young gentleman called Jeffrey who really went above and beyond to be kind and chat with me. He is an excellent server. I started my breakfast with a tropical fruit plate. The fruit was all perfectly ripe and so juicy and succulent, it was just a great way to start the day. Then I had a waffle with salchichas, which is their breakfast sausage. It's a cured sausage with a nice touch of spice. This is really excellent, and if you get a chance to come down here, I recommend you try them. On the other hand, the waffles were not what we're used to for waffles. They weren't crisp on the outside. Rather, they were soft and tender, and that's the way they do things here. I really enjoyed them, but just so you know, they're different. After breakfast, I took a walk around the lobby area where you come into the hotel. To the left is the check-in and concierge. To the right is the martini bar. I seem to spend a lot of time at the martini bar because it is a natural gathering place. You can have a nice drink and meet some new people. Needless to say, I only have warm water when I go to the bar. I went back to my room and had a nice sit on the balcony where I enjoyed a quiet cup of tea and a bit of a break. Then I went down to Cielo, which is one of two pools dedicated to Excellence Club members. This one is quieter and has a waterfall level, so there's a constant sound of running water, which is quite relaxing. I had a beer and a rest and was ready to go again. After recharging, I went for a Spanish lesson at Las Olas, which is a restaurant bar located right on the beach. It has sort of a half buffet with fresh pizzas and burgers and salad bars and that kind of thing. The Spanish lesson was fine, but it was a little basic for me, which is fair. They were aiming at beginners, but I don't think I'll be doing any more Spanish lessons. I would like to point out that when I got to the Las Olas, I wasn't sure what was happening with the Spanish lessons, and I asked the server at the bar, whose name was Ricardo. And he and the other server, Gina, went out of their way to find out what was going on, not only to get me to where the Spanish lesson was taking place, but to make sure I had a good, refreshing beverage, because we all know you have to stay hydrated. By the time the Spanish lesson was finished, Las Olas was open for lunch. So I hung around to have some pizza and salad. The pizzas are absolutely delicious, but they're different than most of the pizzas I've had at home. They're not soft and bready. They're wood-fire oven cooked and have a nice crispy bottom. Their sauces are delicious and their toppings are tasty. After lunch, I changed into my swimming togs for some time on the beach. The beach is gorgeous with wonderful golden sand that's very fine and easy to walk on. The water's nice and warm. I had a good swim, but there's a fair amount of wave action on this beach, so the water is cloudy, not the clear blue Caribbean water you necessarily would expect. I had a lot of fun diving through the waves, but proved that I was old because I couldn't do it for very long. As I was turning around to walk out, I didn't notice one particularly large wave coming in, and I ended up body surfing to the beach unintentionally. So, if you're going to come here, the beach is beautiful. You will be able to wade out in the water, but if your intention is to do a lot of swimming, remember this is a fairly active beach, and don't go in if there is a red flag. I played a poker game in the afternoon and really enjoyed myself because there's good poker players here. And then I went for dinner. I started off with an appetizer of salmon gravlax, which was absolutely stunning. Then I went on to a surf and turf of spiny lobster and fillet. I owe the Resort World an apology. I've always said they don't do good steaks. This steak was cooked perfectly and was a perfect match for the lobster. It was a really wonderful entree. For dessert, I had a pistachio mousse dessert that was also unbelievably delicious. This is my first dinner here, and boy, am I impressed. For the evening's entertainment, they had what they called the rock show. It was very good singers and dancers, but unfortunately, it was all modern stuff from the 80s. Hard on an old guy like me. My first full day at Excellence Punta Cana was wonderful. The staff here are incredibly kind people who were all very good to me. The food was excellent. I'm already relaxed after being here for one day. The show was high quality. I'm really enjoying this so far, and it portends well for the rest of the trip. See you in the next video.
I have a good woman. I ain't good looking, but I do some cooking. I'm the old fat guy. So use that oven if you want some lovin'. Be like the old fat guy. Be like the old fat guy.